Welcome back. Some more yoga. Welcome back to Ascent Live Yoga Classes. My name is Josie. This is Copper. You probably will make some noise at some point in this class. Just to start off with, if you want to listen to my music, you can find me on SoundCloud. My username is Josephine Lopez with 2 Z's. I put a couple other playlists up there for you guys, so you can really just pick one and listen to it, see if you like it. The only one that I'll really point out 2 to you actually. One of them is going to be a lot slower pace than all the rest of them. It's going to be titled Move into Stillness. I made that playlist for more of a restorative Vinyasa class. So if that's more your jam, you can listen to that one. Or if you prefer music without words for your yoga practice, I have a whole playlist of kind of my style, that funky kind of jams, but they don't have any words. And that one, oh my goodness, I just titled it. I don't remember what it's called. It should be the first one on there. It's not Move into Stillness, and it's not Get Lost in the Movement. So whatever the other one is, if you want no words, you can listen to that. Other than that, we are going to be moving into a heart-opening kind of backbending sequence. I tend to not do backbends in evening classes. Heart openings and backbends can give you a lot of energy and make you feel super awake, so they're a really good thing to do in the morning. And I tend to stay away from them during the evening because I find that sometimes it makes me super energized the rest of the night. But we're in quarantine, and that means there's no rules, so we're going to go ahead and go for it. This would be a really good class to come back to, though, if you ever feel like doing something in the morning to wake you up. Other than that, all you're going to need today is maybe a strap. Maybe you might not need it. You don't have to have a strap, a belt, a towel, a piece of rope, anything of that sort will work for that purpose. But wherever you are, come to a comfortable seated position. So whatever that means for you, crisscross applesauce, maybe your legs out long. You can always find a seat on a blanket or a pillow to kind of lift your pelvis and give it that little bit of tilt. Get out any kind of wiggles or movement that you need to feel comfortable and rest into some stillness. I like to start off practice just by kind of grounding down into your space and preparing your mind and your body for the movement that is to come. So wherever you are, close your eyes and then just start to bring your awareness to your body. Notice any little sensation in your body that you're feeling, maybe any areas of tightness. And then bring your awareness to your breath and just notice it. Don't change it, but just notice how quickly and how deeply you're breathing. On your next inhale, with your hands on your knees, draw your shoulders up towards your ears. As you exhale, roll them back and down your spine. Inhale, shoulders come up. Exhale, roll them back and down. One more time. Inhale, shoulders high. Exhale all the way down your spine. We'll take a few neck circles in each direction. You'll first drop your ear over to the left. On an inhale, start to roll back. And as you exhale, come right down and forward. We'll take 3 in this direction. You can stop anywhere where maybe you're feeling a little extra bit of tension and stay there for a moment. You can always apply gentle pressure to the top of your head with one hand or the other. And then when you have your 3 in that direction, go ahead and come back to your neutral spine and then take 3 the opposite way. So again, ear falls over to the right. As you breathe in, your head rolls back. And as you breathe out, it's coming left down and forward. And stopping anywhere where you need a little extra time. And when you have your 3 in that direction, return to that neutral spine. and slowly blink your eyes open. We're going to move through a breathing technique before we get into some more kind of just seated warming up postures. I like to start off with this breathing technique most of the time when I'm teaching a vinyasa class. I think it does a really good job of kind of just settling you into your space and creating a calm mind and body for your practice. So what's going to happen is you have two options for hand positions. Your first option is going to be to take your first two fingers down to your palm. You'll block off your right nostril with your thumb and your left nostril with your ring finger. Your second option is going to be to take those same two fingers up to your forehead. You're still blocking off your right nostril with your thumb and your left nostril with your ring finger. So what's going to happen is we'll start by blocking off your right side. You'll inhale through the left side for a count of 5, and then you'll exhale through the right side for a count of 5. Inhale right, exhale left, so on and so forth. The purpose of this is to teach you how to control your breath. So focus on allowing your lung capacity to last for a full 5-second inhale, and then you'll have to control a really slow 5-second exhale. The other purpose of this is to even out your energy channels, so everybody kind of has that fire sun side and that water moon side, and this is just supposed to help create a balance in those two things. Another thing I want you to focus on as we move through this breathing is trying to remain really tall throughout your seat. It's really easy to kind of fall into a slouch when you're so focused on what's going on with your hands and your breath and all that other stuff. If at any time this becomes uncomfortable to you, you can always come to a natural breath and just kind of sit and wait for us to finish. But whichever hand position you want, just take it down to your knee. You're going to take a deep breath in through your nose. And out your mouth. Another deep breath through your nose. And out your nose. Go ahead and block off your right nostril. Inhale through the left for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Come to a natural breath. Notice any difference in your breath that may have made or any difference in how you're feeling. From here, take your left fingertips, sprinkle them down to the mat next to you. Inhale, draw your right arm high. Grow tall throughout your right side bodies. And on an exhale, bend over to the left, side body stretch on the right side. Make sure you keep both sit bones glued into the mat. Each inhale, maybe reaching just a little bit taller. And then each exhale, maybe diving down a little deeper. One more breath here. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, right fingertips come down to the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up high. On a breath out, bending over to the right. Same thing here, side body stretch. Peeling the left shoulder behind you. Keeping those shoulders nice and square. Again, reaching just a little further as you breathe in. And then moving down maybe just a little deeper as you breathe out. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, both hands come down to the mat. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, cactus the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the chest forward, lift the chest, lift the gaze up to the ceiling just for a moment. Then inhale, come back through center. Exhale, forward fold. From here, round through the spine. So we're not looking for that straight flex back. You're going to just round for a moment. Inhale, roll back up to your seat. Good. From here, come into a tabletop position. So wrists are stacked under shoulders, knees are stacked under your hips. And we're going to just continue to warm up the spine from here. So moving through those few cat-cows on an inhale, drop your belly down. Lift your gaze and your tailbone up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest, press your mat away from you. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, spine rounds, chin tucks. You're going to move through this a few more times at your own pace, using your own breath. Maybe finding any other movement here that feels good for you. Big C curves, barrel rolls. Doesn't necessarily have to be a yoga position. Anything that you kind of need here is fine. 2 more breaths here. On the next inhale, coming back to that neutral spine, bring your big toes to touch, knees come to the width of your mat, send your hips down towards your heels for child's pose. Just for a moment here, finding a little bit of movement, maybe roll your forehead back and forth or wiggle your hips before resting into stillness. If you have not already, begin to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. Seal your lips and move your inhales and exhales through your nose with a slight restriction at the back of your throat as you exhale. One of my favorite ways to kind of describe this is to imagine you are blowing hot air on a mirror or on a window. So you're kind of making that sound, that breath. So it's the exact same thing, except you're going to seal your lips. You still have that restriction at the back of your throat, but you're pushing that air out through your nose. So that always kind of helps sometimes give you a better description of what the heck Ujjayi breath means. Take a moment here just to set an intention, dedication, or purpose for your practice, whether that be you, someone else, or something. Whatever that idea is, allow it to carry you through this next hour of movement. From here, we're going to take a few rolling child's poses. So as you breathe in, start to come up. Big toes will stay together. Your heels are going to reach up towards your sit bones as you press your chest forward. So ensure when you come here that you're pressing into your palms so your shoulders are away from your ears. You're not sagging into them. Take an inhale, then exhale. Slowly start to press your hips back. Again, we'll do that about 2 more times. Inhale, start to roll up. Chest comes forward. Exhale, press your hips all the way back. Again, inhale, rolling up. Exhale, press back. Inhale, come back to a tabletop position. Keep your right hand, left knee glued into the mat. Send left arm, right leg long. So find some balance here. Activate through your core. Notice what your right foot is doing. So you want that foot to be active. Whether it is flexed or pointed is up to you, but we're keeping the engagement through the foot. Gaze is straight down in front of you, so your neck is nice and long. From here, take an inhale. Exhale, crunch knee to elbow, round through your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Hold for your exhale. From here, you might need a strap for this. We're reaching for your right foot with your left hand, keeping your shoulder open. So reaching for the outside edge of your right foot. Thumb is pointed up. From there, pull your foot with your hand as much as you're pressing your foot into your hand. Good. Just take an inhale. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Same thing, opposite side. So left hand, right leg are in the mat. Right arm, left leg strong. Again, left foot is active. Whether it is flexed or pointed is up to you. Gaze is straight down. Keeping the spine nice and long. Take a breath in. Breath out, crunch knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Hold for the exhale. And inhale, reach back for your right foot. Again, you could use a strap here or a belt or a towel or something just to wrap around your foot and give you some extra length. But you're reaching for the outside of your foot Thumb is pointed up. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower down. Good. From here, step your right foot back, followed by your left foot. So you're in a high plank. We're creating some muscle memory. So you're going to come back exactly to this position every time I cue your chaturanga. So squeezing thumbs towards midline, slight bend in the elbows, making sure your arms are active. Puffing up the space between your shoulder blades so your shoulders aren't sagging down. Hips come in line with your shoulders. Quads, hamstrings, super engaged, driving the backs of your knees up towards the ceiling. From here, you can stay lifted in your high plank or come down to your knees. We're going to lower down, low plank. Keep your elbows glued to your ribs. From here, you can come into a low cobra. We're going to skip our up dog for the first one. So low cobra, elbows and forearms are planted on the mat. And then from here, pressing the tops of your feet down into the mat, a little engagement kind of through your legs and your glutes. And then you're going to lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Pull your hands kind of in line with your shoulders. So from here, we're not going to use our hands at all. You can keep them on the mat if that feels more comfortable, or you can lift them away. But we're going to take 3 rolling cobras. Focus on the engagement through both sides, down your spine, and through your back. So just using your back muscles from here. On an inhale, peel up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Again, disengage the glutes, and exhale, lower down. Take 2 more at your own pace. Inhale, and exhale. Good. From there, hands are underneath your shoulders. Flip your toes over so that they're glued into the mat. And then from here, you're going to activate through your legs. So your knees and your knees and your quads are lifted up off the mat. Take a breath in, breath out, press down, lift up, high plank. Take an inhale, exhale, down dog, hips come high. From here, this is our first down dog of the day. So we're going to find some movement. Bend into one knee, drive the opposite heel down towards the mat. Maybe wiggle your hips left and right. Maybe rock from a high plank to a down dog. Warm up your shoulders a little bit. Stillness is always an option. From here, you're going to take your right toes out about a 45-degree angle. I'm going to flip so that you can see a little better. So right toes are coming out to about a 45-degree angle. From here, you're going to bend into your left knee, and then you'll notice that when you bend into your left knee, your left hip kind of wants to follow it. Allow that to happen. Then think about pressing your right hip up and back in your down dog. You should feel this pretty intensely through your right IT band. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, drive your heels down to the mat. Same thing on the opposite side. So taking those left toes out about a 45-degree angle, bending into the right knee, allowing the hip to fall into that right knee, and then think about pressing your left hip up and back in your down dog. And again, you should feel this through your left IT band. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drive your heels down to the mat. Inhale, gaze comes up, start to walk your feet up. Exhale, forward fold. Finding spine decompression first. So this will feel really good after we do a bunch of back bends, so enjoy it while you have it here. Take a big bend in your knee, larger than you normally would here, and then shine the crown of your head straight down in your mat so that you really feel that release through your low spine and the entire length of your spine. Your arms can just rest on the mat, or pinkies can rest in opposite crooks of your elbows. Interlace your fingers, place them behind your neck. As always, movement is fine. Stillness is also an option. Inhale, half lift, fingertips to shins. Gaze is still straight down in front of you. So again, keeping the length of your neck. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Nice flat back. Press into your shins. Really lengthen through your spine. Take another inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale with a flat back, pressing into your feet. Rise all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms reach high. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Exhale over to the left. Side body stretch. Peel your right shoulder behind you, allowing this to be side body on the right side. Inhale, come back to center. Switch out your grip and then exhale over to the right. This time, peeling your left shoulder behind you. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Little back bend. Pressing the chest up, lifting the gaze. Allowing this to come out of your chest, not out of your low back. Inhale, move back through center. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands down, feet back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Keep your elbows glued to your ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog this time. Knees and shins stay lifted. Only 4 points of contact here. Pressing into your palms. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, just like in those rolling child's poses. Take a breath in. Breath out. Use your core. Send your hips high. Down dog. From here, inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, drop your heel over to the left. Open up your hips. Take a few breaths here. Try to even out weight between your right and left hand and square your shoulders down towards the mat. Inhale, square your hips off towards the mat. Exhale, send your right foot all the way between your hands. Lower your left knee down into the mat. Uncurl your toe. Rise up for a low crescent. Good, so not worrying about alignment in that front knee. Focus on the stretch on the front side of your left hip flexor. Arms are reaching high. I tend to do this little sequence of postures in a lot of my classes, low crescent and what we'll get into, a half split. Always feels really good to me when I'm just kind of warming up. Inhale, hands come down to the mat. Exhale, press into your right foot, lengthen through the right leg, half splits. Keeping your hips stacked over your knees. Right foot can flex up towards the ceiling. Knee can stay straight. If you want to get a little deeper behind your knee, kind of into those tendons, you're going to point your toes down towards the mat. If you want to get into the belly of the hamstring, almost the glutes, toes stay flexed. Take a decent bend in the knee and then really think about melting your chest down towards your thigh. Focus on really squaring the hips here, so ever so slightly, right hip moves back, left hip moves forward. From here, inhale, start to rebend into your right knee, and then check in with the alignment in the right leg here. So make sure your right knee is stacked over your right ankle. You're gonna curl over your left toes, so left toes are planted into the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Ensure shoulders are stacked over hips, and then we're gonna go for a slow lift from here. So lifting your knee off the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, so your left leg should be pretty much straight now. You might have to bend into your right knee a little further to get that knee over ankle. Ever so slightly, tuck your tailbone under to remove the curve from your low back. Your back foot, as much as you can, you're trying to stack your heel over your big toe. And then left leg is super engaged, so squeezing through your quads, squeezing through your hamstring, lifting the backs of your knees up towards the ceiling, arms reach high. As you exhale, send your shoulders away from your ears. Take an inhale, cactus the arms. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the chest forward. Inhale, start to round through the spine. Bring your elbows in front of you, almost to touch. Then exhale, open up, press the chest forward. Inhale, round. Exhale, press. Inhale, round. Exhale, press. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, framing your right foot with both hands. Try to see if you can keep your hips exactly where they're at, not letting them dip down or up. And just step that right foot back, high plank. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Take an open mouth exhale, let it go. From here, inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, drop your heel over to the right, open up your hips. Take a couple breaths here. Again, try to even out your weight between your left and right hand and square your shoulders down towards the mat. Inhale, square your hips. Exhale, left foot comes all the way between your hands. Sink your right knee down into the mat, uncurl your toe. Rise up for that low crescent. So again, just focusing on the stretch in the right hip flexor first, not worrying about the alignment in the left leg. Inhale, hands come down to the mat. Exhale, press into your left foot, lengthen through the left leg, half splits. Same options here. First, make sure your hips are stacked over your knees. And then foot can stay flexed with the knee straight. Or you can take toes down to the mat, get a little deeper behind the knee. Or maybe find toes flexed, bend in the knee, heart melts down towards your thigh. Try to work the same variation that you did on the opposite side. But again, wherever you are, try to keep the hips really square. So ever so slightly shifting your left hip back, right hip forward. Next, inhale, start to rebend into your left knee. And then again, check the alignment in that left leg. Make sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. And then right toes are curled under, planted into the mat. Make sure your shoulders are stacked over hips. Bring your hands to heart center. Same thing on this side. We're going for a slow lift, lifting the knee off for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So right leg should be all the way straight, bending into the left knee. Again, slightly tuck your tailbone under to remove the curve from your low back. Right leg is super engaged. Squeeze through your right quad, squeeze through the hamstring, press the back of your knee up towards the ceiling. Arms come high. Again, exhale, send your shoulders down your spine. Come back to your breath. Come back to your intention, the purpose that you set for yourself at the beginning of practice. Inhale, cactus the arms. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the chest forward. Inhale, round through your spine. Bring the elbows forward almost a touch. Then exhale, press the chest forward. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades as much as you can together here. Then as you inhale, you're rounding, creating space between the shoulders. Exhale, press. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, framing the left foot with both hands. Keep your hips where they're at. Step the left foot back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Again, take a deep breath in through your nose. Take an open mouth exhale, let it go. From here, inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, drop your heel over to the left, open up your hips, or flip your dog, come into your wild thing. So if that is what you're going for, you're going to allow your right foot to kind of just fall all the way over. Maybe if I move the pillow. So right foot falls all the way over. My right leg is bent, but my left leg is straight. So this is a posture that I often see done incorrectly. So make sure your left leg is straight, right knee is bent. Slight bend in the left elbow, and then reach your right arm forward. Inhale, start to make your way back over. Exhale, send your right leg all the way between your hands. This time, rising up right away, high crescent lunge. So find your alignment. Make sure left leg super engaged. Right knee is over ankle. Arms come up high. From here, bring hands together. Bring all of your fingers to interlace. Pointer fingers and thumbs stay out. It's kind of like hello gun. Pointing those fingers up towards the ceiling. Trying to pull your biceps, pull your shoulders back past your ears. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to trace the ceiling with your fingers as far as what's comfortable for you. Inhale, start to rise back up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Take your gaze forward. Inhale, weight comes into your right leg, standing out. So left leg is about hip height. Left foot is flexed. Spine is nice and long, just like in a half lift. From here, we're rising all the way up to an ekapada. So really slowly, take your time. Press into the right foot. Start to rise up. Left knee comes to hip height. Left foot is flexed. Arms reach up high. Find your balance. From here, cross left ankle over right knee. Take a breath in. Then breath out. Your arms can either come out in front of you for a little extra, or hands can come to heart center. But you're sending your hips down and back. So imagine that you're kind of sitting in a chair, and allow that to be your focus, is sending your hips farther down rather than folding forward. A couple breaths here to deepen. Keep your left foot flexed. Inhale, come back to ekapada. Exhale, chair plane. Step the left foot down, swing the arms behind you, sink your hips down. Inhale, full chair. Exhale, press up to stand. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands come down, feet go back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. From here, inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, drop your heel over to the right. Open up your hips or flip your dog. So again, left foot is just gonna fall all the way over. I'm gonna try not to kill my dog. Left leg is bent, right leg is straight. Slight bend in the right elbow, left arm reaches out long. This is a back bend. On your next inhale, start to make your way back over. And exhale, send that left leg all the way through. Again, right away, rising up, full crescent lunge. You've been here before, finding that same exact alignment in your legs. Left knee over ankle, engage through that right leg. Arms are reaching high. Again, bring hands together, pointer fingers and thumbs stay out if you have that little gun. And then again, you're pressing your fingers towards the ceiling, pulling your shoulders, pulling your biceps back, kind of behind your ears. Take an inhale. As you exhale, trace the ceiling with your fingers. Again, just going as far as what's comfortable for you. Inhale, start to wake your way back up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Inhale, weight comes into the left leg, standing L. So right foot is hip height, right foot is flexed. Spine is nice and long, just like in a half lift. Again, we're rising up to an ekapada, so press into your left foot really nice and slowly. Bring your right knee to hip height. Right foot is flexed, arms reach up high. Find that balance. From there, cross right ankle over left knee. Again, arms can come out in front of you or to heart center. As you exhale, send your hips down into space. Again, a few breaths here to deepen this posture. With each exhale, bringing hips down a little farther, keeping that right foot flexed. Inhale, back to ekapada. Exhale, chair plane. Right foot comes down, weight comes into your heels, hips come down, arms go back. Inhale, full chair. Exhale, press into your feet, rise up. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale, half lift, flat up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands down, feet back, high plank. This should be your last chaturanga. Exhale, low plank, make it good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog, hips come up. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Gaze comes up between the hands. You can walk or jump your feet up. We've been working on that jump the last couple classes, so if you've been following along, maybe imagining that you have that object in the center of your mat, and then coming to toes, deep bend in the knee, looking forward, popping up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Pressing into your feet. Inhale, rise up, flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Great job so far, guys. Grab some water, wipe some sweat, catch your breath. We're going to move into our peak posture, and then we'll start to cool it down a little bit. If you're sweating, let me know. Okay, so our peak posture, I was going to do dancer's pose, but I changed my mind. We're going to do king dancers instead. So if that is way too much and you're like, no way, you're crazy, dancer is always an option if you would prefer that. But I'm going to cue you into a king dancer. So I'm going to use a strap for this purpose. Again, a belt, a piece of rope, a towel will work. Anything that you can kind of wrap your leg or your foot around to give you some extra length to your hands, if that makes any sense at all. So from here, we're going to start on our right leg. So just starting by lifting all 5 toes up off the mat, maybe placing them down into the mat one at a time. And just shifting all of your weight into your right leg. You're going to bring your strap or whatever you have out in front of you, kind of like a jump rope. And then from here, I'm stepping my leg. We're starting on the left foot. So from here, I'm stepping my left foot over the rope. Okay, so lifting all 5 toes in the left foot up off of the mat, placing them down one at a time. You can kind of shift your weight forward into that left leg. So weight is in your left foot, not your right foot. From here, bend your right knee so that your foot comes up. And then you're going to capture your foot with your strap or whatever you're using. From here, keeping your knees kind of close together, first step is to just bring elbows up towards the ceiling. So this is step 1. My foot is hooked into the strap, elbows are up at the ceiling. If this is enough for you here, then you have enough of a back bend, enough of a stretch, you feel it, stay right here. If you want to move deeper, pick a spot to keep your gaze. It's going to help you keep your balance. And then you're going to start to walk your hands down the strap towards your foot. You should feel decently warm in your back, I hope, from everything that we've done so far. And then once your hands are as far back as you can get them on the strap, you're going to start to hinge forward. So it's really hard to talk in a back bend. So I'm going to talk first and then I'll show you. So hands walk all the way down the strap, and then you can start to hinge forward. Again, I'm pulling on the strap with my hands, but I'm also pressing into the strap with my foot. Press into that left leg, keep it nice and strong. Inhale, start to slowly make your way out of this. Exhale, lower it down. Shake it out a little bit. Bring your arms high, breath in. Dive down, round through your spine, breath out. So again, bend in the knees, finding spine decompression just for a second before we do the opposite side. It's okay if you fall out of this. You're not always going to feel super strong or perfect. That's okay. From here, pressing into your feet, flat back, rise up. Hands to heart center. Same thing, opposite side. So bring your strap out in front of you like you have a little jump rope, and then you're stepping over with your right foot. So lifting all 5 toes up off the mat, placing them down one at a time. And then I'm shifting weight into my right leg. So kind of just leaning forward, all of my weight comes into the right leg, lifting left foot up off the mat and capturing my foot with the strap, sending elbows up towards the ceiling, first step. From here, really press into your right leg, make sure your leg is nice and strong. I tend to bend into my knee when I come into this posture. And then again, just move through the steps, start to walk your hands down the strap as far as what's comfortable. When they are as far as they'll go, then you can start to hinge forward. Inhale, slowly rising up and out of this. Exhale, lower it down. Shake it out. Bring your arms high. Breath in. Dive down. Breath out. Find that release through your spine. Kind of wiggle it out a little bit. Take that good bend in the knees. Just a few breaths here to find any kind of movement here to find release in your spine. And then again, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. From here, we're going to bend into a toe squat. So coming up onto your toes first, then bend into your knees, nice and slow, making your way all the way down, bringing hips towards your heels. Then from here, if you can, maybe give yourself a little squeeze if you can keep your balance before lowering the sit bones all the way down to the mat. But from here, we are going to get into debating what I want to do first. We're going to do a seated or reclined figure 4. So coming onto your back, cross your right ankle over your left knee, really similar to what we were doing when we were standing up in that balancing posture. So first layer is going to be to just wrap your fingers underneath your left thigh. Right foot is flexed. You're pulling your legs towards your chest here. You should feel this on the outside edge of your right thigh. So this is layer 1. I'll move through a few layers. You can stop anywhere that feels and like it's enough for you. You never have to move forward. And you can always go back to the layer before if you need to. If this feels good here and you want to go farther, wrap your fingers out in front of that left shin. If that feels okay, but you want to go a little deeper, take your foot, tuck it into your left elbow crease, and then right arm is under your right shin. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. Left foot can plant into the mat. Again, if you'd like to go a little bit further, send that left leg out long. If you come into this final layer, make sure that your shoulders and your head are glued into the mat. So if you kind of notice them peel up, try to send them back down if you can. If you can't get them all the way down to the mat, then come back to that second layer with your hands around your shins. Your next inhale, release your right foot down. Take your left ankle over your right knee. Same thing here, just starting with that first layer with fingers under right thigh, pulling your legs towards your chest. If you'd like to go farther, you can wrap your fingers out in front of your right shin. Again, you can stay here. If you'd like to go further, you're tucking your right foot into left elbow crease. Left arm is hooked under your left shin. You're grabbing left wrist with your right hand. Again, make sure your shoulders and your head are glued into the mat. Right foot can stay on the mat, or you can send your right leg long. That should intensify the stretch just a little bit. Inhale, release your left leg down to the mat. Pull your knees into your chest. You're going to rock and roll 2 or 3 times, full length of your spine, until you feel ready to come up into a seat. From there, you're going to bring left leg in, right leg long. And then using your core, turn your chest towards your right foot. You're going to inhale, arms high, grow tall through your spine. Then exhale, dive down, reach for those right toes. So you have the option for a strap here or whatever you were using to make this more of an active stretch. Pull on the strap and use it to bring your chest down closer to the mat. Wherever you are, you're trying to draw left elbow down towards the mat. Inhale, make your way back up to center. And exhale, switch out your legs. So left leg is out long, right leg is in. Again, use your core, turn your chest towards your left leg. Inhale, arms come high, grow tall. And exhale, reach towards your left toes. This time you're trying to draw your right elbow down towards the mat. And of course, you still have the option for the strap to make it more of an active stretch. Inhale, come all the way back up through center. And then bring your feet to the top front edge of your mat. Make your way all the way down onto your spine. We have one last little back bend left in practice. I don't even know if I would necessarily consider it that. We're going to do a fun little variation of bridge. So we'll do it on each side. For this specific variation, you're going to get your feet as close to your sit bones as possible. So almost kind of like you're sitting on your heels, you eventually will be. So if you want to watch me get into this posture first, it might be easier, and then you can go ahead and attempt it. So I'm first going to lift my hips up off the mat like I normally would in a bridge pose, but then I'm going to start with my right leg. So I'm bringing my toes back about a foot's length, and then I'm going to be up on my right toes. So coming up on my right toes, I'm coming up onto my shoulders as well. And then from here, my right sit bone is going to kind of rest on my right toes, bringing my hands up, palms touch, reaching my fingers up towards the ceiling. From here, with my left leg, I can rest it straight on top of my right thigh, or I can kick it up straight. Fun little variation, a little bit different. You'll get a nice stretch throughout your right quad and that hip. It's a little bit of glute work, a little hamstring work, a little ab work. So you can inhale, your leg is straight, exhale it down to the mat. Press into your left foot to lift your hips up, bring that right foot down, and lower all the way down your spine. Good, rest hand on heart, hand on belly, just take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. And another breath out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, walk your feet really close to your sit bones. And then just like you would in a normal bridge pose, inhale, press your hips up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to bring your left foot a little farther behind your right foot so that you're up on your left toes. Left heel is directly under your right sit bone. Palms come together, reaching your fingers up towards the ceiling. Start to come up onto your right toe, maybe just to start with, to get balance. And then maybe reach right foot on top of left thigh to begin with. And maybe if you're feeling it, lengthen through that right leg. Inhale, if your right leg is long, exhale, get down to the mat. Press into your right foot, walk that left foot out and lower down your spine. From here, we're going to find a plow pose. So we've done tons of heart opening, back bending all throughout our flow. So we're going to counteract that with a plow pose. That always feels really, really good to me. If you don't know what plow pose is, watch me for a second, because I don't want you to move your head around once we come into this posture. There's a lot of weight and tension on your neck in plow pose, so it's not good to look left and right. So what's going to happen is on an inhale, your feet are coming up and over your head. Hands will come to your low back for support. If your feet touch the ground in front of your head, then your hands can rest on your mat. But if they don't, just keep them on your low back for support. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can bend your knees coming into dead man's pose. Or dead bug's pose. I don't remember. So knees are by your ears in this one. If you're in this variation, start to lengthen through both legs. Wherever you are, listen closely to these cues. Bring your hands down to the mat. Grab the edges of your mat. You're going to pull on them and use them as brakes to slowly roll all the way down your spine with control. Once the entire length of your spine is on the mat, find your big toes with your peace fingers or the insides or outside arches of your feet. Coming into a quick happy baby, stacking ankles over your knees. The most important thing in this posture is that the entire length of your spine is rooted into your mat, all the way from your skull to your tailbone. So what often happens is that your tailbone lifts up off the mat like this. So you really want to press that all the way down, ground it into the mat, into the earth. If the entire length of your mat is rooted into, if the entire length of your spine is rooted into your mat, you can find small movement, rocking left and right. Maybe lengthen through one leg, then the other, vice versa. Take an inhale, exhale, release. Before we get into our Shavasana, we've got one more thing. We're taking a supine twist. If there is a specific variation of the twist that you prefer, you can take that. I will guide you through supine twist with eagle legs. So bringing your arms out to a T, you're going to cross your right leg over your left. You can leave it there, wrapping once, or you can wrap twice for full eagle legs, bringing your right ankle under left calf. And then left foot's going to come back down to the mat. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, legs fall over to the right or to the left. Gaze comes over to the right. Try to keep both shoulder blades glued into the mat. If you start to find your right shoulder peeling up, you might need to come out of your twist just a little bit. Inhale, start to come back through center. Exhale, unwind. Same thing on the opposite side, bringing left leg over right. You can wrap once or wrap twice by bringing left foot under right calf. Right foot comes back down to the mat. Take a deep breath in. Breath out, legs fall over to the right. Gaze comes over the left shoulder. Inhale, start to make your way back to center. Exhale, unwind. Pull your knees into your chest. Take a few small circles on your low back in each direction. Then draw your knees all the way to your chest. Draw your head up towards your knees. Activate every muscle in your body one last time, from your toes to your core, your forehead. Take one final inhale. Exhale, shoot it all out for Shavasana. Tuck your shoulders under your spine. Allow feet to fall away from each other. Fingers naturally curl towards your palms. Close your eyes. Unhinge your jaw. Maybe open it up nice and wide. Stretch it out for just a moment. Take your tongue from the roof of your mouth and place it behind it. Do a full body scan. Notice any places that you're still holding tension and let them go. Shavasana is an active resting meditation. Sometimes the hardest part of yoga is being alone in stillness with your own thoughts. Trying to just quiet down the mind. Sometimes it doesn't want to as it wanders around 1,000 miles an hour. That's okay. Acknowledge those thoughts. If it's not something that serves you, let them go. I'm going to give you guys a mantra. I'm going to repeat it 3 times. You're in the comfort of your own home, so if you'd like to repeat it with me out loud, you totally have that option. You can say it in your head, or you don't have to say it at all. But it is also something that you can use for the next few minutes to keep your mind focused on one thing instead of allowing it to kind of travel all over the place. A lot of times, mantras will be used for that specific reason in meditation. The mantra that we will be using today is, I am enough to be loved, and I have enough love to give. I am enough to be loved, and I have enough love to give. I am enough to be loved, and I have enough love to give. You can continue with that mantra. With each exhale, feel your body get heavier, sink deeper into your mat. You'll remain here for the next few minutes, but I will call you out when it's time. Yogis, you do not have to move yet. If you're feeling good in your Shavasana and you'd like to stay in this rest and meditation, stay here for just a few more moments, even if it's just 5 or 6 minute breaths. Allow yourself that time to rest. If you're ready to move on with the rest of your day, start to bring small movements into your fingers and toes, bringing your awareness back to the room and engage with your body. When you're ready, take your hands overhead, put your feet for a full body stretch, engaging everything for just a moment before you fully release. From here, you're going to roll onto the right side of your body for fetal position, bringing knees about halfway in, using your right bicep as a pillow. And take a moment here to find gratitude for yourself, for carving out time in your day to make it onto your mat. It's not easy. It's the hardest part of this whole thing is getting here. So give yourself kind of that energetic pat on the back. Thank yourself for coming and creating that space. When you're ready, with as little effort as possible, come out to a seated position with your eyes closed, hands at heart center. We still practice today with 3 breaths together, each a little bit louder and bigger than the last. We'll first exhale here to unite. Deep breath in through your nose, fill all the way up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more, just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, deep breath. Let it all go. Inhale your thumbs to third eye center, your seat of insight and intuition. As always, it really is my passion to be able to guide you through this movement. So thank you for coming today and sharing your practice with me. The light and love within me sees, honors, recognizes the light and love within each of you. Namaste. I hope you guys are feeling really good and refreshed. If you liked that flow, let me know. If you hated it, blame Heidi. She's the one who suggested backbends. Other than that, if there's anything that you guys want to work on, that you want to see in future classes, you can always drop a comment below or reach out to me directly. If you like my music, I always like to hear feedback on that. But other than that, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.